Trojan Stadium. For tonight's game, we welcome our visiting team, the Frazier Commodores. A few reminders to our guests while visiting Trojan Stadium. Restrooms are located on the main level to the right of the concession stand. Please place all trash in the nearest garbage receptacle. Tobacco and alcohol products are strictly prohibited on all school property. And please do not block any aisles or walkways at any time to ensure a safe exit from the stands. Thank you. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. For tonight's game, the Trojans are coming off of a 36-14 win over the Jefferson Morgan Rockets to clinch the Tri-County South Championship. Attention all booster clubs. School Funder is a free, user-friendly fundraising platform that empowers every student to reach their full potential. With zero platform fees, your team can raise more and keep more through hassle-free nationwide donations. Visit www.schoolfunder.org to schedule a demo and learn more. KDKA Radio is the official radio partner of the WPIAL. Listen to the voice of Pittsburgh at 100.1 FM, 1020 AM, or on the free Odyssey app. KDKA Radio is the voice of Pittsburgh news, traffic, and information.
Check 1, 2. Okay, check.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and honor freedom with the playing of our national anthem, directed by Daniel Zippin and played by the Trojan Marching Band. Also, please remain standing for the alma mater. Let's give it up for your 2025 California Area High School Trojan Marching Band and your 2025 cheerleading squad for California Area High School.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first round of WPIAL playoffs. Your California Trojans will host the Frazier Commodores. A little bit of stats here. Over the past 10 years, the Trojans and Commodores have only met 3 times, and the Trojans lead 2-1. In their most recent meeting, the Trojans won in a blowout 37-0. In their second closest time meeting, they also won in a blowout 65-13. And in their latest matchup in the past 10 years, over 10 years ago, Frazier won 50-0. Now joining me is Damani Stafford.
Hello, everybody. Great night to have a playoff game here tonight at Trojan Stadium.
First time in 2 years. Last time we hosted a playoff game here, we hosted Jeanette, and that was a really good game. The Trojans came out on top.
Oh, yeah, and I think I actually called that game with you, too. Here.
I think you did. A game to watch out for here today is Bentworth versus Jeanette, actually. It's a game I was looking forward to all week to watch.
Yeah, and I think that'll be a great game there tonight as well, especially have some playoff implications, so early in the playoff bracket there.
100%. And another one to watch out for an upset actually is Shar Houston versus Southside, because Shar Houston knows how to hold their own here in the WPIAL 1A.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be another tough matchup between two great teams there.
Neshannock versus Leechburg, that's the 8 and 9 game to watch out for in WPIAL 1A.
Yeah, and Leechburg's been a kind of a consistent team here in Single A, making the playoffs here these past couple of years.
Sorry there, but Leechburg actually lost to Greensburg Central Catholic, and that's really what got GCC into the playoffs. So great win there by GCC.
Absolutely.
They got to take on Bishop Canevin. So the winner of Greensburg Central Catholic versus Bishop Canevin will actually play the winner of this game, either Frazier or California.
Yeah, and I think that'll be a great matchup for either team here tonight. And looking at it for Frazier coming in with Coach Tony Batt here, I had a personal, relationship with him, meeting him a couple times. He's a great guy, ex-quarterback here at local Cal U, who, he was a star there. He went over and started coaching at TJ, the quarterback's coach, for a very long time. His name's been thrown around every single time. Frazier's always had an opening for their head coaching position. So for him to finally get in, his team to be propelled into the playoffs, I think this is Frazier's first time being in the playoffs in quite some time here.
Yeah.
So I think hats off to him. Another guy to give a shout-out to on Frazier, another coach there, is Dakota Romantino, another guy who was a Cal U, graduated from Charleroi, went to Cal U, played receiver there, transferred, went to Waynesburg, and now he's here on this coaching staff finding success early in their career. So hats off to both those guys.
And, something I was looking at was early in the season, Frazier did end up losing to Mapletown, and really everyone thought they weren't even going to have a chance to make the playoffs. But as we can see here, they beat Carmichael's, lost to Jeanette and Clareton back-to-back. That's 2 tough matchups you got to play back-to-back. Beat Brentwood, lost to Leechburg, beat Riverview, who actually beat GCC. They beat GCC, and they beat Springdale to end the season. So they're currently on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, and that's all that really matters, is them being on a win streak right now, heading into playoffs, having all the momentum on their side here against a very tough California team who's been playing great football all season long. And for Frazier tonight, you mostly just got to stop the run. That's what California's going to try to possess, is the clock and possessions and stuff like that. So have to stop the run with Malachi Peak, Landon Abercrombie, and sometimes even Crockett getting a couple carries there as well. So Frazier got to just play tough nose football, and that's always been something that Frazier's always been known for. And I know Coach Ed Woods sometimes struggles whenever he plays against Frazier, especially at his time there against Best Center. So hopefully tonight we have a great football game ahead of us.
Yeah, and one of the things that I got told by some people at GCC when they played him is that they love to hand it off to number 22, Derek Diamond. He's 6 foot 220, and what I've heard is he's just a bull back there. He's a human wrecking ball when it comes to running.
And that's another thing for California here tonight, is to stop him. And establish the line of scrimmage early here tonight between the two teams, and whoever does that, I think they'll come out on top.
100%. And looking at one of our stats here that I just want to bring up, I've brought it up every week, but looking at Noah, he is currently up to 19 sacks on the season. So 19 sacks in 10 games. I mean, no one's ever done that here. Nico actually broke the record and held the record last year, and everybody thought that was amazing. But Noah comes in here, literally doubles his record. He's currently #1 in PA, and I believe he's tied in the nation. I'm going to get that here in a second.
Yeah, and speaking of Noah Lehue, that's another thing Frazier's going to have to look out for tonight is slowing him down, and sometimes you might even have to throw a chip block on him or something for a running back to go out. But, yeah, definitely one of the guys you need to look out for if you're playing on the offensive line there for the Frazier Commodores here tonight.
And Noah's actually tied for 9th in the nation behind Xavion Haslett, Jaquay Ferguson Jr., and Stephen Atka. And the leader right now in the nation is James Hall. He goes to a school in Ohio. He's got 25 sacks on the season.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy for somebody to be able to do that.
That's more than the NFL record. I mean, I guarantee you he's going to be a dog when he gets to college. He goes to St. Bernard Elwood Place Titans, and they're currently 8-1.
Yeah, that seems like he's a great kid over there and playing great football for his team over there in Ohio. So, yeah, but.
And one thing I gotta realize is that really the one thing Jeanette's gonna have to worry about is stopping Ben Hayes.
Yeah, and that's I've been around the kid, close with his family, close with him as well. He played summer league basketball here in California. Pretty big kid. I know he runs the ball very hard, and that's going to be one thing Jeanette's going to have to stop. So.
And you know the Trojans last week. I went to their Jeff Morgan game. I was a little nervous going into that game because them having Deacon DeHoet, and I really thought he was just going to run all over us. But our defense was a little shaky in the first quarter, letting up a touchdown, but we answered with 2. And going into halftime, it was 14-12, and I thought they might have a chance to lose this game, but California in the second half didn't let them score any. They actually only held them to -4 rushing yards or total yards in the second half, and that's something the Trojans haven't done in a long, long time.
Yeah, that's a pretty good team over there in Jefferson Morgan, even with their quarterback, Triton, who's every bit of 6'4". He's kind of a pocket-style quarterback, so for them to be able to contain him and DeHoet, that's great football there. And I think California's been on a roll these past couple weeks now and kind of finding themselves and finding what they're good at. And I think tonight, everybody starts off 0-0, so I think for California they can't look at it like, oh, this team lost to Mapletown. We beat Mapletown 53-0. They can't look at it like that.
100%.
Yeah, everything's different. Any given Sunday, anything could happen. So hopefully California understands that and they come out here and still play their game and don't play down to a level that they think they're playing tonight. Because I'm telling you right now, I think Frazier's going to come out and try to punch California in the mouth early.
That's exactly what happened whenever we played for Bentworth, actually, because we all thought, oh, we beat them 72-14 last year. We're going to come in here and wipe the floor with them. But no, that's not the same case that happened.
Yeah, everything changes, man, especially when it comes to playoffs. Like I said before, 0-0. Everybody has to fight for the right to be here. So.
Everybody is this is one thing I like to say before every game is, like, this is our first time ever meeting.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, Bentworth, last year they were okay, but they weren't anything special. This year they came in here, almost beat us.
Yeah, and that's all it takes sometimes is just that year of growth for other teams. Like, if we want to look at Frazier here, for example, tonight, Frazier a year ago was not a playoff team. They were barely scratching by with, I think they won 2 games. I think they're probably 4-30-something in their past couple of years here. So for them to be able to turn it around in a year and get here to the playoffs and not have a far drive either between here and Frazier, the only thing that's really separating us is the Mon River. So, I mean, this is kind of like this could be an early start of a rivalry here, especially with a first round of playoffs here at Trojan Stadium. So hopefully California, like I said before, can, have the right mindset coming into this game. And for Frazier, I think honestly, all the momentum of having, the opportunity to play in a playoff game for the first time in a while and have a little something on that. So I think California just has to play to their game, and Frazier just come out here and try to punch California in the mouth early. So I think it'll be a great game. I don't think it's going to be what other people are expecting it to be. So let's see what happens.
Because, like I said, 10 years ago when our latest matchup, because we've only played them 3 times in the past 10 years, and whenever we played them 10 years ago, they beat us 50-0. And I mean,
yeah, and that was at the time that Frazier had a kid by the name of L.A. Ross, who, I mean, I was actually here at that game because that was my brother's freshman year. I mean, I seen the kid, he fumbled, he kicked the ball back up to himself, caught it, and he scored like a 80-yard touchdown. So, I mean, that was a pretty bad game there for California.
Yeah. And we're going to go look back at that game, see if we can get anything.
Yeah, and while you're looking for that, another coach we want to give our hats off to here for Frazier is Rob Dorkin, who actually used to be a coach here at California a couple years ago before leaving and going over to Hempfield. And then after Coach Tony got the job there at Frazier, he followed him there. So another guy. I mean, this is going to be a fun game, man. A lot of people know each other here, so I think we're in for a good one tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was Casey Zychek leading the team there back in 2015, 2016. Another thing I want to touch on is the girls volleyball team. They actually are in the third place consolation game. They nearly won against Sarah Catholic in the semis, and now they will play Frazier, who is basically our rival here in the so in volleyball, we're not technically in the Tri-County South. We're in a different conference. So we play with GCC, we play with Trinity Christian, we play with Geibel, we play with Frazier. But honestly, I think the girls are a lot better this year, and I think they do have a chance to win tomorrow.
Yeah, and speaking of volleyball, I'm glad you brought that up. Hats off to those girls. They've been playing phenomenal all season long. The way I look at it is every time we play Frazier in any sport, it's always going to be a dogfight just because of how close these schools are to each other and the kids that know each other. And then not even that. Some of our teachers here at the school district, like Coach Hartman, coaches volleyball and softball over there. So we kind of, we kind of have that rivalry. And I think tonight it's just going to add on to that. And hopefully this is a start of something new.
And, Coach Hartman, I've got to know him really well over these past couple of years. And it almost seems like everywhere he goes, there's success. Because here at Cal, whenever he was a coach, there was literally he has one of the greatest baseball teams ever.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always been a great coach, great teacher, and he's a great person to learn from if you're a young athlete here in the school district.
And for like I said, he's one of the most prolific coaches that has ever stepped onto the field. And I mean, really, hats off to him because I guarantee you he's only got a couple more years here for coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're looking over here at California Trojans football. I see Malachi Peak has rushed for 1,400, almost 1,500 yards this season. And that's always been something California has always kept, is just a star-studded running back in the backfield at all times. Going back to 2017, 2018, Jelani Stafford here. 2019, you had Coach East Ryan, another 1,000-yard rusher. In 2020, you had Jane Zuzak, another 1,000-yard rusher. In 2021, you had Damani Stafford, myself here. And then 2022, you had Spencer Petrucci and Jake Leahy, both eclipsed 1,000.
And then last year, you had Lee Kwok, 2,000.
Yeah, so California always keeps themselves a star-studded running back in the back.
And, coming into this year, whenever we played Sarah Catholic, I honestly did not know what to expect out of this team because we lost Nico, we lost Matt Miller, we lost a bunch of key players because last year's squad was a big squad for, offensive line, running back, and everything.
Absolutely, and the way I look at it is for California under Coach Ed Woods, everything he tells us every year is, hey, we're not rebuilding, we're just going to reload. Those next guys, it's your time to step up now and, help us now compete for that conference championship. And that's his expectation every year is we're going to win the conference, and now it's time for him to expand on that, and let's go make a run in the playoffs this year. And he has a great team. He has the ability to do that with senior Logan Hartley underneath center, who I think kind of wants to redeem himself after last season. So hopefully tonight he comes out and he plays to what I know he can play to. And
another thing I want to touch on is freshman Brandon Meyer is currently second on our team in total touchdowns. He has 7 touchdowns. And then Landon right behind him at 5.
Yeah, and like I said on our last broadcast together here, was Brandon Meyer. I think he's one of the best young players in the WPIAL so far, and I think he's just going to keep growing, and hopefully tonight he expands on that. And, it's for somebody young playing in a playoff game as a freshman, you kind of get that, you kind of mature a little bit. So
and I think he's going to be explosive for the next 4 years.
Oh, absolutely. And I think him being – and looking at next year for California, he's definitely going to be the guy to step underneath center for whenever Logan Hartley departs.
And looking at receiving, not too much because, Trojans here, they like to stick to a run-heavy offense, but we've opened the playbook a little bit. Aiden Keys leads the team with 308 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Eli Carpenter, Alan Dennis, and Landon Abercrombie in there with 2 or 1 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's one thing for California that they have been trying to expand on these past couple of years, but it's been so hard when you got guys in the backfield that are rushing for 5 to 8 yards a clip every carry. So definitely want to see California tonight just stay to themselves. Don't try to do something you're not used to, and start playing behind in a playoff game like this. I think just run the ball. Do what you have to do to get out of here with a win and look at next week.
100%. And looking at sacks for our last stat category, Noah Leahy in there, obviously, with 19 sacks. Landon Abercrombie actually up there a little bit with 8. Malachi Peak with 5. Eli Carpenter with 2. Braden Crockett with 4. Colton Lauda with 6, actually. He's done a really good job stepping up here because, losing Nico, we still had Noah, obviously, but losing Nico was a big hole to fill there, and Colton's done a really good job out there.
Yeah, absolutely, and I've known that kid since he was younger, and for him to be playing the way he's playing right now, I'm super proud of him, so hats off to him. And like we said before, for California, it's all about just filling those roles that you've lost in years prior. I mean, we're a small school, we know that, but I like to think that Ed Woods told the guys the same thing he was telling us a couple years ago whenever we lost our whole team, was just let's just reload everybody. Let's just do what we got to do, and let's go compete for the
And
conference.
like you said, it's not a rebuild, it's a reload.
Absolutely.
So looking at the bracket here for the WPIAL 1A, Fort Cherry's taking on the number 16 seed Avella. Leechburg is the number 8 seed taking on the 9 seed Neshannock. Laurel, the number 4 seed taking on the 13 Jeff Morgan. Southside taking on Char Houston. Clarion versus Menneson, that would be, I don't know if it's going to be a good game, but it would be a...
So the way I look at it for Clareton and Menneson is if Menneson had their star running back, Tyvon Kershaw, it'll be a closer game than what people might imagine, but I think not having that and the way Menneson has struggled this whole year, I think that's going to be a tough one there for them.
And another thing I want to touch on is for looking at the youth league, there's this kid that goes to Menneson, and he is just electric at quarterback. I feel like whenever he gets older, he is going to be a star at quarterback.
Yeah, and being close with Coach Wade over there, I think they're going to be a team to compete for the next couple of years as long as he's there. And
his name is Marco Bassett. I actually did an announcing gig over at Menneson for boxing, and he is a boxer, so he knows that he knows what pain tolerance is.
Yeah, that's good.
And rounding it off here, Bentworth's taking on Jeanette, Bishop Canavan's taking on GCC, and California is taking on Frazier. So we will play the winner of GCC versus Bishop, us or Frazier. Bentworth will play the winner. Bentworth or Jeanette will play the winner of Clareton and Menneson. We're going to take a break here for a second as here come the Trojans out of the tunnel. It is Halloween here in California and across the world, I guess. I got to feel bad for those boys out there. It's cold.
Yeah, it's definitely a chilly night here, but it's great playoff weather here in Pennsylvania.
I think passing might be a little skittish there on the Trojan offense. Now, please welcome to the field your 2025 California Trojans. One thing I really always wanted to play in as a little kid, I got to play in it once, was a snow game. Always watching those Sunday games where they get to play in the snow, I've always loved that.
Yeah, for me last year was for the Vulcans playing on that team last year to have that deep run in the playoffs. It was very, very, very cold, man. I don't think I'd ever wish that on somebody ever. I mean, it was a dream. It happened. I played in a snow game, but would never do it again.
No, and the bad thing is you can't even wear like a hoodie or anything because.
Wow. And looking at it now, another guy that we failed to mention during our pregame was a star here on this California team, number 2, Alan Dennis, who's a star running back, receiver, corner, whatever you want to do. But, yeah, for looking at it for Frazier, Dennis and Meyer playing corner here for California tonight. That's another thing you have to watch out for.
Andy like Carpenter, can't even forget him.
Yeah, and throwing the ball anywhere near those guys.
Keys even being placed at strong safety / free safety.
Yeah, you definitely got to look for Aiden Keys, who he roams around, man, and whenever he does, you got to watch out where he's at.
100%. You know, packed house here tonight at Trojan Stadium.
Yeah, it's a great night for football here, man.
I actually seen our state representative, Buddy Cook, here. He's in attendance for this game. Couple former Trojan alumni. Now welcome onto the field your 2025 Frazier Commodores. And, you know, one player I really got to look out for today, I mentioned him earlier, but was Derek Diamond. You know, I've heard from Mr. Loudon. He teaches here at California. His son goes to GCC. And he was telling me that really what they like to do is just hand him the ball up the middle, and they couldn't stop him. You know, being 6 foot, 220, that's a pretty good deal for a running back. Especially
here in single-A football, you don't see a lot of guys that are 6 foot, 220 pounding the rock there. So for California, you got to be able to wrap up and tackle. And, you know, like I said, it all – depends on who establishes the line of scrimmage early in this game.
Yeah, and even Malachi, he's 6 foot 231, big wrestler. Malachi is.
Yeah, that's another guy for Frazier. That, you know, he's a tough runner, and I like everything I see about him. He kind of reminds me of a Mark Ingram back whenever he played in Alabama. So
it was always good. It was always fun to see his highlights. Whenever I was a little kid, he would always be so electric out on the field.
Oh, absolutely. And I think for Frazier, they got to be able to stop a guy like Peak and be able to contain Hartley.
Malachi is number 7 today.
Dude.
And your captains here for today for the Trojans. You got number 20, Landon Abercrombie. Number 50, Noah Lehue. Number 6, Logan Hartley. And number 7, Malachi Peak. For the Frazier Commodores, you got Chase Fulmer. Number 22, Derek Diamond. They're turned around now, so we'll give it a second before we can see their numbers. So the ref mic's actually being active during the coin toss now. Hasn't happened all this season, but it's almost required during the WPIAL playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of the best moments of a kid's life here is playing in the playoffs. It's a little different, a little bit more high intense, but you got to be able to, you know, calm your nerves here a little bit and be able to play to where you play.
Coaches throw a little bit more intensity on at practice.
Oh, absolutely. Especially I know Coach Ed Woods definitely does that to allow his guys to understand what they're going to be going through.
Tyler Morrison in there. Number 59. Gus Lyon in there for the captains. You know, something I've always realized whenever I went to Frazier for volleyball, basketball games is that they have a rich history in wrestling. And really, they had a state champion not too long ago, and they are one of the most.
Yeah, that was Roone Lawrence who was around my group. So, absolutely. I know Frazier always keeps themselves a couple good athletes over there. I know for football it was Kenny Fine for the longest time, so shout out to Kenny. He was a star, and also Luke Santo was another guy there for basketball. Owen Newcomer was a guy for basketball. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one tonight. As we see back there, number 2, Alan Dennis and Aiden Keys back there to return there for the Trojans.
So I don't really remember who won the toss, but
yeah, it just looks like California is receiving though. So
Frazier on a weird side of the hash marks. And
yeah, this is a kick to kind of probably kick it away from Dennis or Keys and kick it here to the far left.
Trying to play into the wind, or looks like they're going to try and go for a squib, honestly.
Yeah, and that's number 33, Owen Searcy.
And the game is underway.
And they did go for a squib.
That's number 3, Eli Carpenter, wrapped up and taken down. He's at the 38. They might put him at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and that kind of was a smart play there by Frazier if they would have recovered that there. Not a bad call there by Coach Stoney. And here now for California, they now have the first chance to, you know, like we said in pregame, to establish the line of scrimmage here early in the game.
And And now Hartley going to break the huddle. He's close up under center. We've got Crockett.
Yeah, they're in a power I formation here for California starting off the game.
It's a handoff to Abercrombie. Abercrombie tries to bull through the line, and he looks like a gain of 5 there.
Yeah, it looked like he was stopped there by Cooper McMasters there for the Frazier Commodores, and then a couple of his guys came over and finished the job. So off that run there, I mean, that's a 5-yard gain there, 6-yard gain, excuse me. So California, like I said, establishing the run early.
Something that I really liked that Coach Ed Woods did last game was really Crockett and Abercrombie. They were constantly moving, and that really tricked the JM defense because they would move to the left to be a run to the right. And now Peak actually has it, and he got the first down. That's a first down for the Trojans and already establishing the run game early.
Yeah, absolutely, but that was a great run and tackle there for the Frazier Commodores to have a gang of people wrapping up Malachi Peak because it's not just going to take one guy to bring somebody like him down. But what I like there for Frazier is just the way their defensive line was shifting. It looks like they're communicating, so that's a great sign there for Frazier, and that's not something you really see here in single-A football.
100%. Hartley, close up under center, man in motion. That's Crockett. Give us to Abercrombie. Ooh! No, sorry, that was Crockett. Did you see that truck, Damani? That was insane.
That was a great power run there for
Crockett,
the young kid Crockett there.
It's gonna be hard to get those two not mixed up because they are so close in numbers.
Yeah, and they're kind of built the same too here from our distance.
Operator, please ensure that the 40-second play clock starts when the officials give the dead ball signal, and do not wait until the white hat blows the whistle.
And, honestly, Landon is 5'10", and Braden's 5'9", so.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same exact
and
identical person there.
They literally marked weighed the same. So, man in motion. Let's give it to Peak. And he's going to be stopped by the Commodore defense, and you can hear the Commodore fans here. They are
it's definitely going to be a little rowdy for both sides here. I know the California faithful's never quiet here, especially when it comes to hosting a first-round playoff game, which we've done quite a few times here in the past couple of years, notching the first seed as we see Malachi Peak there limping off the field a little bit, so that's not a good sign there for California. But I like that play there for –
and here comes Brandon Meyer, the freshman.
Yeah, I like that play, though, for Frazier being able to wrap up and, rally to the football. So great play there for Frazier defensively.
And luckily we have a trainer here today for California.
Yeah, and it looks like Dennis is now going to be in the backfield there for California.
That's Meyer. Ooh.
Excuse me, that is Brandon Meyer there back in the backfield playing a little bit of running back. So it looks like he gets to play a little bit of everything. Now it's going to be 4th and long here. California's going to elect to punt the football.
I mean, at the 50, they're right at the 50. So, honestly, if they were at the 35, I would honestly try and go for it. But
yeah, here for California, though, I mean, that wasn't a bad first possession. I think they were trying to establish the run. Maybe we come back, and I think they might hit them with a play action here as we see number 6, Logan Hartley, punting here for California.
And Logan better play into that wind because it's blowing to the right hashes.
Sideline warning.
Oh.
California.
Wow. Commodores really getting rowdy over there. Wow.
Yeah, and I knew playoffs, it's going to be a little bit different. The refs are going to be a little bit more strict on what they call here as we see another flag here for California.
I don't know who that'll be on. It looks like it might be on the Trojans.
Yeah, that was Landon Abercrombie. He moved a little bit before the ball was snapped there, trying to get a little bit of a head start.
Refs forgetting to turn off their mics. Always funny.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's having a little bit of playoff game jitters here. So.
Well, something I was talking about before that all happened is Logan's going to have to play this into the wind, and the wind took it directly out of bounds, so that's around the 20-yard line.
Oh, he's calling that about at the 30. I thought that was definitely a little out by at least the 25 there. So
Coach Wood's not happy with that call. He's throwing his hands on his head. Another thing is here at Trojan Stadium, the attendance is actually two or three rows back for standing room.
Yeah, and I know it's always packed here it's always packed for your first home playoff game every year. So it was just
100%.
Great for California to be able to host something like this tonight here.
2 years ago, Jeanette was here, and it wasn't really that packed, but Jeanette's about an hour away.
Yeah,
so.
But like we said before, these two schools, the only thing that separates them is the Mon River. So
They actually rented a charter bus. I was questionable about that, but anyways, man in motion. It's number 8, giving it to Diamond, wrapped up by Braden Crockett and Aiden Keys. That quarterback is Brady Seacrest.
Yeah, and watching him in warm-ups, he didn't have a bad ball. I think he had a tight spiral on it. He was throwing some pretty good balls, so I wonder if they'll elect to have him throw a little bit here. So very excited to see him try to throw against this, like we said, the star-studded defensive back room here for California.
But, I mean, you saw what happened to that punt. We thought it was going to be a good punt, but then the wind just took it.
Yeah, it is very windy here tonight at Trojan Stadium.
Seacrest, give us a Diamond. Diamond, he's going to bull right through the Trojan defense, and he's going to get a first down way upfield for a big gain.
Yeah, that was a great run there by Diamond there.
And that's something that Mr. Dave Loudon told us, is that as long as you stop him, you can basically stop the Frazier Commodores. But
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it looks like both these teams are trying to establish the run early here, and I like the play calling by both coaches here, and Ed Woods and Coach Stone.
100%. And here we go. Seacrest still close up under center. Guarantee it's going to be a handoff to Diamond. And what do you know, it is. And he's stopped by, looked like Jace Morgan in there.
Yeah, I like seeing Diamond in there throwing his own offensive lineman off of him.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that I was always told as a running back is, hey, if one of your linemen's in front of you, just run up his butt and get him out of your way. He's another defender at that point. So, yeah, you got to tell his left guard to move a little bit faster there and get up to the next level.
You know, kind of a funny thing is someone you see in the NFL that does that is Derrick Henry. You know, if his lineman's in the way, he'll just shove him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll just shove him. And here we go. Seacrest still close from under center. It looks like he loves to go up under center a lot. And it's going to be a pass across the middle, and he's stuffed. He's actually speared by number 9, Aiden Keys. Way to get right back up. That was number 10 and number 9, Aiden Keys, and Chase Shemansky in there on the tackles.
Yeah, that was a great ball there.
By Seacrest.
Yeah, that was a great ball there for him.
But a nice spear tackle there by Aiden Keys. He stuffed him right where he wanted him and brings up 3rd down and 4 here for the Commodores.
Yeah, no, I think if Frazier gets this here and converts, they're kind of knocking on the door against California and establishing the momentum a little early here. So,
and the Trojans eyeing up the defensive line, and Noah Leahy almost broke through, and he got the first down.
Yeah, he got the first down before he was up off his feet there.
It's almost like he honestly could have just touched the ball over, and he would have been across.
Yeah, so.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Dang.
Yeah, so I think here for California now, Frazier's establishing that momentum here early in the game, which I told people before, I think Frazier was going to come out and punch California in the mouth early because California was probably going to come out thinking that this was going to be an easy first-round playoff game.
And like we said before the game, it's the same thing that happened with Bentworth. And it's going to be a good to Diamond. Diamond calls his shot, and he bobbles it but hangs onto it. Tackled there by number 50 Noah Leahy, and finally tackled by number 10, Chase Shemansky.
Yeah, and I like the way Diamond's running the ball here. I think the only thing that I see, a little bit of a critique is him holding the ball into the inside against the defenders. He should be holding the ball in his left hand, running to the left side. So I think for California, they got to be able to see that and punch the ball out and try to get this ball back here.
Reminded me a lot of Jaden Zuzak just bullying his way through everyone he faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now in motion. Chase Fulmer. And it's going to be a give to number 22, Derek Diamond, and a flag. I don't know what the call is there. Another flag.
That's definitely going to be against number 22, Crockett there, the last flag that was thrown in there. Somebody got to, as a leader on the team, whoever that is here, I know Peak's off the field here right now, but if somebody else got to step up and tell him you can't do stuff like that.
So let's see what the flag here is going to be. And here comes the referee. Oh, so it's going to offset here.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 0. That'll be enforced 10 yards from the previous spot. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 22.
Yeah, so for California there, somebody got to be in Crockett's head as we see Coach Mangus down there and Coach Ed Woods getting into his ear a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, and if he gets one more there, I think he just has to go down and just calm his head a little bit, and I think he'll be all right.
I honestly didn't think it was that serious there.
Yeah, but a couple plays before that, he was hitting guys after the whistle, so I think somebody just got to tell him before this, he causes them, another huge loss of yards.
If Crockett is out, that's a big piece that they're missing. And flag on the play. I don't know what that was, but we'll see here in a second.
Offsides, defense.
Huh.
Yeah, and it looks like California's just coming out a little stale here. Yeah, like I was saying, I think California's just coming out a little stale here against this Frazier Commodore team that's, punching them in the mouth early.
And I couldn't hear the ref because I overheard something, but how long did they say Crockett was going to be out for?
He's fine to go back in. He just can't get another unsportsmanlike or he's going to be disqualified.
Yeah.
And the way that works is you get kicked out of this game, and let's say California wins this one, he'll be kicked out of the next one as well.
Noah almost got him, and it's nearly intercepted by Alan Dennis.
Yeah, and I think that was a smart play there by Seacrest to just throw the ball out of bounds there before something bad happened. And he threw either a pick or he got sacked there as he had a defender chasing after him.
And honestly, it's been a slow game here with 3:50 left to go. Still 0-0.
Yeah,
no
I think
this
this might be a low-scoring game here tonight for both teams trying to, make it to the next round. That's all it's about.
Seacrest going to give it to Diamond. Diamond stuffed by number 44, Carter Frank.
Yeah, and I think now if you're Frazier, you got to start looking at – I think California is starting to move guys up, moving guys like Keys and Dennis and Brandon Meyer there up to the line of scrimmage, playing almost a 7-man box. At that point, you got to start throwing the rock a little bit here if you're Frazier.
And, honestly, it worked for them the first time. Why not try it again?
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's 3rd and 13 here. You got to convert here and keep moving and keep chugging along here.
I'm surprised how that 10 hasn't blown away yet because it is windy here in California. And Seacrest. And it's going to be a pass like you said, and it's a bullet. I don't know if he got it or not. They're going to say he did. And wow.
Yeah, and as you can see there, Brandon Meyer had his whole body turned upfield thinking his the receiver there was going to keep going upfield for a fade ball, and he just hit him with a little bit of a comeback. So great ball there by Seacrest.
And something that's just not good here for the Trojans early is to let up that amount of yards here.
Yeah, and like we said, we hyped up in pregame how good this defensive back room was. So hopefully that's not something that continues to happen here tonight.
And that's not, as we like to say, stop the bleeding before it even starts. And that's Diamond. He's just getting carried over.
Yeah, and I think Keys was almost there, close to knocking the ball out there for California.
He looked like he was
I think here
it.
for Diamond, he's got to hold on to the ball here if you're Frazier. But if you're California, keep punching and clawing at the ball here, and it's probably going to come out.
Because one fumble can really turn around.
Yeah, absolutely, and it can knock the momentum down and the confidence down there for the Fraziers and their star running back here in Diamond.
Now Seacrest close up under center. It's going to be a quick snap to Diamond. He's taken down at the knees, and he's still on his feet, but taken down by number 2, Alan Dennis.
Yeah, and I don't know if I really like that play call there for Frazier. I see the whole right side
wide open.
Yeah, wide open.
Because California's pushing their whole defensive line over to the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smart play here would be a fake run to the left and then flip it to a receiver on a jet sweep.
Yeah, I think Coach Tony probably has something drawn up here for his team, so let's see what he elects to call here on.
You know, every team has a
second. It should be second. Oh, excuse me. It's first and
should be
6 to go.
Should be second and 6 because.
No, because it's first and goal, so.
Yeah. Seacrest. The snap. The pass. And he's in the end zone for the first score of the game.
Yeah, that's a great ball there. And like I said before, I thought that's what they should have went with the first time. It was a nice little Hail Mary there. So that was a nice catch by number 0, Chase Fulmer.
And, yeah, I mean, that's something that you don't want here for the Trojans. And
absolutely. And if you're California, you now have to respond and not let this game get out of hand. I mean, you're playing here in front of your hometown. You're a fan, so.
I mean, there was a lot of teams. There's a lot of WPIAL Insider, one of them on Instagram, had this as an island pick for maybe a trap game for the Trojans, but we'll see what happens. So
there was a flag there.
Offsides. Defense. Half the business of the roll. Reclaim the try.
So
I wonder if Frazier will go for 2 here now that they're a little closer.
They'll be put on the 1. So let's see what they're going to do here. And as you might have saw, heard, I should say, the Commodore faithful was just cheering their butts off here in Trojan Stadium, trying to get under the skin of Trojan fans and Trojan players.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to go for 2 here, which is a smart call for Frazier.
Really, all the Trojans got to do is just push the run up the middle and get it back. Looks like they're going to go for a run with Diamond, and wow, they're going to give it to him. I didn't think he got it.
Yeah, at first he definitely didn't get it, but that was a nice push there by number 77, Jet Murphy. So hats off to the big fella. I think that counts as his 2-point conversion right there, as he was able to push Diamond in the back to get him over that line. Now, if you're California, you got to come out a little stronger than you did. Hopefully Peak's back for this drive for California, and we can get something started here.
Yeah, it's just something you don't want to see here. And
no, absolutely. Especially, the game's still early. Anything can happen here at this
100%.
point. We're still a minute 30 left here in the first quarter. It's only 8-0. The Trojans have been down and out before in the season, so hopefully they're able to fight back and do what they got to do.
Honestly, this reminds me of a lot of the Cornell game, or not the Cornell game, the Jeff Morgan game. And honestly, we thought, starting off, they were just hammering us down. We got a score, but we didn't get the 2-point conversion. Then they hammered the Deacon down the field. And let's see what the Trojans can do here on their second offensive drive of the game.
Yeah, and I wonder if Frazier – actually, it looks like Frazier's not going to come out and do that onside kick again. It looks like they're going to try to kick it deep here to one of the star players back there in Keys or Dennis.
Actually, 3 in the backfield. Let's see who else is back there. I believe it's Carpenter. No, it's actually Shemansky back there with Dennis and Keys.
Yeah, 3 tough returners there for California. Let's see if Frazier elects to kick it off to one of those guys, and let's see what they can get started here.
And a crazy thing to think about, or crazy stat line to think about, is Alan Dennis actually has 6 kickoff/punt returns in his entire high school career.
Yeah, and him only being a sophomore, that's good stats there to have for him. As Frazier elects for another onside kick, and it looks like Frazier's saying they have it, and it looks like Frazier does indeed have it here.
Wow, that's not the way that's not the way you want to have it. So That'll be over 10 yards. They needed to get past the 50, and they did. Wow.
Yeah, and it looked like somebody there for California was actually holding the ball. It looked like Devon Harris had the ball in his hands whenever they broke it all up, but it looks like Frazier here playing very smart, so great play calling here for Coach Stoney here. And if you're Ed Woods and the Trojans, you got to be able to come back here.
I really do think if you're Coach Ed Woods, you need to talk it over with your boys on defense and get it turned around and get an interception or something. Flag on the play. 2 flags on the play. 1 in the backfield, 1 in the offense gets the flag this time.
Yeah, and another thing about these playoff games is you just see a lot of flag getting thrown out. Like I said, the refs are a little bit more strict than whenever it's in season, but right now
they are playing down to the wire.
Yeah.
Everything matters. There's not going to I think they're going to play strict ball. I mean, during the regular season, they might have let a couple calls go, but I think they're going to be strict today, not letting much of anything by. Seacrest, give us the Diamond. Diamond trying to bull his way through. Keys in there with a stop.
Yeah,
stops him just shy of the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a great tackle there for the safety, Hayden Keys, coming out of his safety position to stop the run early. And, we like to call that filling the alley there. So great stop there by Keys.
And that'll set up 2nd and 11 here for the Commodores on the 47.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm seeing from Frazier, it's not a lot of difficult runs. It's just a lot of off-the-tackle runs and a lot of counters and stuff like that. So if you're California, I mean, you see this stuff all season long playing teams like West Green or Bentworth. So hopefully California is able to stop it here pretty soon.
It's going to be another give to Diamond. And he's going to be taken down by a host of Trojans. Landon Abercrombie in there on the initial tackle with Aiden Keys. And really, all they got to do is stop him and maybe play a little press defense on corners.
Yeah, and if you're California, you're stopping what they're trying to do here with their off-tackle run. I mean, it kind of looks like what California runs with their play called the student body. So for stuff like this, I mean, it's not very hard to stop. I'm just wondering when Frazier's going to realize and go for a deep ball here or off a play action, which I think is probably going to happen sooner than later.
It's happened multiple times here against Cornell. That happened a couple times because, Stuckey, he just aired it out and was able to get it to his receivers.
Absolutely.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter, actually. Your score, Commodores 8, Trojans 0. We'll be right back after this quarter.
Pennsylvania Western University proudly supports the WPIAL in high school athletics. At Penn West, we believe that collaboration fuels growth, and that together we can create something greater than ourselves. With the integration of California, Clarion, and Edinburgh universities, our resources have expanded, our programs diversified, and our support network strengthened. Together, we're better, and your story becomes a cherished part of our collective legacy. Learn more at www.pennwest.edu. Flag on the play. Seacrest is the ball carrier.
Hands to the face. Defense, number 22. That 10-yard penalty will be added to the end of
Yeah, that's another tough call there by California. Well, against California. Now Frazier's able to move up a little bit. As that's another tough run there by number 22, Diamond.
Derek Diamond, the ball carrier. Tackled by a host of Trojans.
And I'm back here. And it's going to be a give. Flag on the play. They didn't get it, so that'll bring up third down. But let's see what the flag is here.
Yeah, and as we've seen before,
10-yard penalty, second down.
yes, that's actually now against Frazier there. It looks like California, kind of got away with it.
Yeah, and I really do think that'll hurt the Commodores there, but they've been doing a good job recovering from penalties.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one thing California now has to try to overcome here before halftime is stop having the silly penalties here, like hands to the face or an unsportsmanlike here in a game like this with a lot of, you're supposed to have a lot of pride here playing a playoff game, like I said, on your home field for the first round of playoffs. As that's another give there to Diamond, and he stopped. And he was stopped there by number 20, Landon Abercrombie.
Looked like the turf monster originally got him.
Yeah. That was a nice ankle tackle there by Abercrombie.
And here we go. Looking for a pass. And he's going to get eaten up in the backfield. And guess who that is? Number 3, Eli Carpenter, just eating him up in the backfield. That'll put them way back.
Yeah, and it looked like Carpenter was coming out of his outside linebacker, almost like a safety position there for California, coming off of that position and be able to get that sack, which was a nice sack there.
And I mean, honestly, something that he basically did was a safety blitz.
Yeah, that play kind of reminded me of how it's probably going to make a lot of people mad. The Baltimore Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton makes some plays there for Baltimore.
And it looks like they're going to go for it here, but timeout looks like called by Frazier.
That's their first charge timeout of the half.
And we'll be right back after this timeout is over.
That's why I'm doing it. Check. Check.
All right, and welcome back here to Trojan Stadium. Looks like it's going to be a pass here on 4th and long. And he's going to air it out. Picked off by the Trojans. What a play there by Eli Carpenter. And that gives the Trojans much needed momentum here, Damani.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. Carpenter just had that sack there on 3rd down to make it 4th and long.
2 big plays in a row.
Yeah, so now California got a little momentum now. And for California now, you got to be able to run the ball and pass it a little bit here with 8 minutes left here in the the second quarter.
First half. And here we go. Hartley, close back up. And it's a jet sweep.
Yeah, that was a great run there by number 9, Aiden Keys.
And he really, if you saw at the end, he just tried to dive for as many yards as he could. Thank you to the 272 people watching this game so far. We really appreciate all you. Hartley, close up under center. Ooh, and he gets hit by his running back, but he recovers. Alan Dennis, what a recovery there. He bumped right into his
absolutely. And I think Alan Dennis, he's just a kid that's too fast for his mind sometimes. I mean, the kid probably runs every bit of probably like a 4.5, 4.6 40 in the 10th grade. So for that could have turned out really bad there for California if he didn't, break that one loose a little bit and convert for a first down.
Thank you to Jim Lee and Jaden Zuzak from watching from North Carolina. And
as that was a fumble there, bad exchange there between Keys and Hartley, as Keys was a little upset for that one. And yeah, huge shout out to the Kwok family and the Zuzak family.
now up to 267 viewers here on the stream. You know, someone I haven't seen in a minute is Malachi Peak, actually. Hasn't done much here in a little bit.
Yeah, and it looks like he's...
Double reverse. Alan Dennis. Look at the speed. Still on his feet. Now taken down. What a run there by Alan Dennis. I mean, way to do a double reverse jet sweep.
Absolutely. And that was a great play call there by Coach Ed Woods and his staff. And speaking of Peak, we haven't seen him since that first possession there by California early in the first half. This is now California's only third drive here on offense. So
Frazier's been doing a really good job of keeping them to minimal offensive drives. But as you can see, when they explode, the Trojans explode out there.
Absolutely, and now it looks like California's having a little momentum behind themselves here. So
Crockett now into the game. They're taking out Dennis. Surprising move there by the Trojans. And now Crockett will be next to Abercrombie. Hartley close up under center. And it's going to be a rollout to his left. Hartley caught by Aiden Keys, and that could be a first down. I don't know where they're going to mark him. I think he did get out of bounds, though, before the play clock the play ended.
We have a flag over there towards the Frazier Commodore side, so
might be a sideline warning.
And it looks like they're going to call holding, and I want to know if that's against Frazier or California here.
Might be against California. Yep. Do we even have a number 60? No, we don't.
I think they said number 50.
So it must be Noah. It must be Noah. I heard 60, but not a good move there by the Trojans. That backs them up to 3rd and 20. So let's see what the Trojans are going to do here on offense.
As now they're sending in Dennis, Hartley, and Keys here.
Don't know who they pulled off.
They just pulled off Crockett there.
Yep.
And it looks like California now just keeps shooting themselves in the foot.
With all these penalties.
Yeah.
You know, you get a massive break on offense, and then they just foul or a penalty kind of negates it. So now Hartley going to pass. Gonna look deep, a bullet, and it's picked off by the Frazier Commodores. He's still on his feet, and he's gonna be taken down.
Yeah, and it looked like Logan Hartley was picked off there by Seacrest.
That's not something you want to see here for the Trojans. And
Absolutely not, and that's one thing. Like we said before, California just continuously keeps shooting themselves in the foot, as we can see. I mean, the flags are hurting them. And it looks like they're coming off, like I said before, a little stale, not really establishing themselves in what they're used to doing here. So for California, got to be a little bit smarter offensively. And defensively here, you're still in this game. Your defense hasn't played bad other than that first possession, but now you give Frazier back the momentum that you were starting to gain there before the long penalty from the holding call.
100%. Almost broke free there. That was number 22, Diamond. And Abercrombie there on the initial tackle. And here we go, the Commodore offense. Looks like they're throwing out more wide receivers, so might be looking for a pass here on second down. Seacrest taking his time, and it's going to be a run to Diamond. Diamond breaks free, breaks another tackle, flag, breaks another one, taken out of bounds inside the 10.
Yeah, it looks like that one's going to be called back here, as I think that was – excuse me, I think that's going to be called back here, as that was a hold against number 0, Chase Fulmer there to the far side, kind of to the Frazier sideline.
And, you know, that's not something you want to see here.
Yeah, that was a great run there. What Frazier did there was spread everybody out and leave Diamond in the backfield by himself and spread the defense out.
So that'll still be a first down despite the penalty. So that's something that here in the WPIAL playoffs that really is different from regular season play.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never seen something like that called before, so definitely new to me.
I would understand like a pass interference or offense or defensive pass interference from the spot of the foul, but
absolutely. And the way I'm thinking right now is imagine if all these flags against both teams weren't called, how different this game would be. We'd probably almost be kind of in a shootout right now.
Yes, but right now it's still 8-0, and really this was almost the game against Bentworth a couple weeks ago. It's just penalty after penalty after turnover after bleeding and really, like I said earlier, you got to stop the bleeding before it even starts.
Absolutely. And hopefully California's defense here can, bend but don't break, so to speak, here and be able to stop this Frazier Commodore team that continuously just keeps having their way with California's front seven. As we just seen Diamond break one free there. Luckily, it was called back.
He would have been gone.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, as long as we can stop him, we should be fine. But Trojans have not seemed to have been doing that recently.
Yeah, I mean, he's not playing bad, and neither is the California defense.
It's just at 6', 220, it's hard to stop him.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the biggest losses for the Trojans is Malachi being out for right now. And he's going to be a pass. He's open. And if Meyer can't catch him, and that's another touchdown for the Commodores. Commodores taking a commanding lead early.
Yeah, and it looked like there for Frazier. I mean, that was a great play call. You can see that Seacrest at the line of scrimmage kind of called an audible there, and he saw his man was one-on-one against the freshman Brandon Meyer there, and he took advantage of it. So it was a great play call, great drawn-up play there by the Frazier Commodores. So hats off to those guys. And now if you're number 4, Brandon Meyer there on that play, you can't allow that play to now be in your head. It's always next play mentality.
And, something that they're going to go here for is an extra point, and it's going to be up, and it's good. Straight through the uprights. A deep kick for the Commodores. That'll bring your score up to 15-0 here with almost 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and speaking of that touchdown again by Frazier, if you're Brandon Meyer there, you're almost going to be hip to hip to that guy, and you're going to be able to turn your hips and face the ball knowing that something like that would be coming. So.
And something that I even mentioned this earlier, I said really what we got to do is defend the run up the middle or to the left side, because that seems like where Diamond likes to go, up to the left side. And if we can play man-to-man while we're facing directly at him, I think we should be fine.
Yeah, and there I think Brandon Meyer knows he could have defended that a lot better. I mean, the ball was up in the air for quite some time there, so I think if he would have been able to turn his hips a little faster and run with the receiver, he would have been able to get there and get an interception.
I mean, nevertheless, a great play there great pass there by Seacrest.
Absolutely,
passing it.
Like I said before, right before the game started, I said, I mean, it looks like he can throw the ball a little bit, and I'm happy that Frazier's allowing him to do that. And hats off. I know that's Coach Tony who coaches the quarterbacks over there. And hats off to the receivers coach as well, Dakota Romantino.
Let's see if the Commodores are going to go with a. Let's see if the Commodores are going to go for a for an onside here.
Yeah, I mean their last two have been. It looks like they're lined up again. It's actually they kicked that one deep, and it's almost like a soccer-style kick.
And it's going to be – and he tried to bullet through a defender. Gets a good field advantage here for the Trojans. That's much needed.
Absolutely. As we've seen, there was a late hit there.
Looked like by Frazier, and a little scruffle going on there. As you know, Crockett, he really likes to get into it with his players when he plays.
Absolutely. He's a tough-nosed kid as we see him back in here for California offensively there, lined up at the fullback position.
Giving it to Landon. Landon just tackled by 3 defenders there. You know, with those flags, you just can't be lollygagging around out here.
Oh, absolutely not. And we see another run there.
And he's going to be – and it looked like a flag there.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a hold against California there. And as you see another flag come in late.
That looks probably going to be on the Frazier Commodores.
Yeah, and I think that one might be on Frazier there as we see number 22.
Crockett on the ground.
Yeah, but also number 22 for Frazier, Diamond there, go and get a tackle there for a loss.
You know, he was just able to get right through that line and stop Landon. Just took him by the hips and take him down. See what the flag here is going to be. So don't know what's going on right now, but we're going to find out here in a second.
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. So during the play, illegal block in the back, offense number 2.
So
after the play was over, personal foul, late hit, number 24, the defense.
So
Second down.
Just shy of the marker. He's going to be a 2nd and 1 here.
Yeah, so luckily for California, I mean, Frazier was also able to commit a penalty there to not hurt California so bad there.
And, you know, Hartley, it's going to be a rollout. He's going to get scuffled up, sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, and it looked like California there likes to run what we call our waggle pass, but it looked like they had an attachment to that, and he was supposed to look to his right side and see Crockett there leaking over, but he just didn't find him there.
They were all just pummeling Logan, and the defense was being locked down there.
Yes, now it's 3rd and 12 for California here. So California keeps getting themselves into these 3rd and long situations, and for a team that runs the ball so much, you don't want to be in these situations at all. So I think here you got to drop back a little bit and let it fly if you're Logan Hartley. And throw it up to one of your athletic guys like Keys or Carpenter or Dennis.
100%. And now Wow, just absolute carnage going on out there with both teams.
Yeah, it looks like California elected just to go for a quarterback draw there. I don't know how much.
I don't know what the.
Yeah, I think for California, though, being smart, Coach Ed Woods just doesn't want to give Frazier any more opportunity to, allow themselves to get more momentum.
Yeah, 100%. And really, it's 15-0, and you got to stop the bleeding now.
Yeah, so I think, doing something like that, getting some couple yards and putting the ball off here is a very smart decision.
Let's see if they go with the fake punt here. They've done it before. And Hartley, it's going to be an actual punt. Nearly blocked, and it's going to be taken by the wind. The wind just took that thing for a ride. And
absolutely.
It'll be set up around, let's see where they put this one. And we're back here. It's going to be a run. Give the Diamond E's stuffed by the Trojan defensive line.
Yeah, that was a great stop there for California, excuse me. So
that was Landon there.
Is now we're seeing a little bit now for Frazier. They're going to start spreading guys out, putting more of their receivers in, instead of coming in so tight and allowing things to spread out a little bit and get those runs.
And we'll be right back after this timeout. And we're coming back here for California and versus Frazier. And, we're going to go look at high school sports, some of the scores. Not many upsets coming out right now. Fort Cherry's already up 41-0 in the second quarter. So.
Yeah, which was definitely expected there, playing against the
16.
Cinderella team there that snuck into the playoffs there in the Bella Eagles.
And wow, surprise right now, Bentworth versus Jeanette. It's only 6-3. So, going to be pass. He's going to look deep. Meyer better get there. Hauled in for a deep catch. And he's all the way in for a touchdown by the Commodores.
We do have a flag here, and I know that's going to be against Frazier's sideline as they got a little excited there. But as far as that touchdown, it looks like Frazier has found themselves somebody to pick on here, and it looks like they're trying to pick on the freshman Brandon Meyer.
Wow, and the Trojans, I don't know here, Damani.
Yeah, it's becoming a little ugly here, especially a lot of people had California favored to win here tonight.
By a lot, actually.
Yeah. So.
And as you said, any team can come out here and punch you in the mouth.
Absolutely, and it looks like Frazier's doing that, and I think that's a huge hats off to Coach Tony over there on that sideline, being able to come up with a great game plan here for his Frazier Commodores.
And Laurel is already beating Jeff Morgan 14-0 in the first quarter. The snap, the kick, and it's going to be good. No good, actually. I thought it was good.
Yeah, from this angle, it looked like it was, but he definitely missed it far right.
When we're up here, it looks like it's straight down the middle, but.
Oh, absolutely.
So Aiden Key's talking to the ref over there, but right now, 2:05 left to go. Commodores 21, Trojan 0.
Like I've been saying this whole time, Brandon Meyer now having 2 fade balls caught over top of him. He just can't keep allowing things like that to happen. I know that's a lot to put on a freshman there, but I think he's a tough kid. He's definitely a smart kid, so hopefully he gets things fixed here before California comes out for the second half, as we now have 2 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Something you don't want to see here for the Trojans is the first round exit,
Yeah, this would be California's first loss here at home for playoff since the 2020 season, as California fell to Shenango that year.
Shenango and Cornell actually just missing the playoffs.
Yeah, which are usually two teams that usually sneak in there for their respectable conferences.
And Cornell actually got a pretty high seed last year, and, they just could not get it done. So
yeah, and they lost a lot of close games, losing a close one against California and then losing another close one last week against Monessen to really knock them out of the playoffs.
Squib. What a squib there by Frazier. Keys having to dive on the ball. A beautiful squib there by Frazier.
Yeah, and it looks like California, honestly, is just coming out not playing how they normally would play here. And I think, the playoff jitters are getting to them, but a leader has to be able to calm them down. I mean, this game isn't over by any means. I think I think California can definitely come back and, fight themselves, put themselves in a position to win here.
Honestly, our game last year against Jeff Morgan, we were shut out in the first half.
Yeah.
And it was 20, I think it was 18 or 19 zip in the first half. We thought we were done. Came back and actually lost that game by 1, but Carpenter with the catch, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down.
Yeah, and if you're Carpenter there, you got to see, hey, I got close enough to almost a first down. I got to be able to get out of bounds there and stop the clock here. Now, California's going to start running the 2-minute drill here.
Mm-hmm. Hartley close up under center. Abercrombie behind him. Hartley's going to look to pass, and can't be hauled in there by Carpenter.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing from California is anytime a play doesn't go their way, they're just putting their heads down, and that's something you can't have because that'll start, the confidence will just get shot down from there. So you got to be able to keep your heads up and keep fighting.
I honestly want to know what's wrong with Malachi because he hasn't seen one play since that injury a couple drives ago.
He's standing up there on the sideline, so I'm thinking California might just be saving him until the second half, but now.
Honestly, why wait? Because, if he's injured, obviously keep him wait.
Absolutely.
And now Hartley telling his players to move and a flag on the play. Probably on Hartley.
Yeah, and that was a bad call for Logan Hartley there. He shouldn't have told both of his guys. Yeah, he shouldn't have told his guys to move.
Hartley, shotgun, the snap, and he's just horse collar down. It looked like a horse collar from up here, but
yeah, that was a great tackle there by number 75, Alex Sellinger.
And a flag on the play. I think it might be defensive pass interference.
Yes, that's deep into the defensive back zone.
It's either defense or rare offensive pass interference. Yep, holding. And that was deep back there. So that'll give the Trojans first down, I do believe. And
yep, it'll be first down now at California's own 35-yard line.
With 1 minute to go, they got to get it here. Pulling Crockett back off the field with Meyer. And, really, I've never seen the Trojans start off like this before. I've called it almost every game for the past 3 years, and this is rare. And Hartley looking, scrambling, rumbling, stumbling, and he's sacked for another sack. And I don't know.
And it looked like California tried to run that play that they ran last possession there, that bootleg, and try to hit it to the other side with Hartley, and I think it was Abercrombie on the other. Actually, excuse me, it was Dennis on the other side. But everything was locked up there. So
yeah, and
great possession there for Frazier. As now we see Frazier starting to get a little hype here now with 50 seconds left to go here.
And that's 3 straight sacks. I've never seen that from the Trojans in a long time since we played Bishop Canevin 2 years ago. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
Hartley's still in shotgun. It's 4th time in a row he's been in shotgun. And it's a jet sweep to Alan Dennis. Alan Dennis, he's going to get yardage. If he can break free, he's got it. Come on, Dennis. For some momentum. What a run by Alan Dennis. Oh, no.
Yes, that was a great run there by number 2, Alan Dennis. Way to break free there, but now we have a flag here on the play.
Braden Crockett with a late hit, and the kid stopped in the middle of the play, and Braden was already in a full dead sprint, and, I mean, he couldn't stop.
Yeah, now if you're California, that might be another unsportsmanlike that they call against Crockett there, and he might be done for this game.
Yes! So that's a touchdown for the Trojans. I don't know why they even threw the flag in the first place. So
yeah, that was definitely a silly call there, and Crockett definitely sigh of relief there, as he would have gotten another unsportsmanlike and been kicked out of the game.
I guarantee you they saw it and they realized the player did that intentionally, tried to get that away. But as you saw in the play before, Crockett was in a dead sprint trying to get down there, and the kid literally, as you saw, he just stopped in front of him. And
yeah, that's just a great run there by the sophomore transfer, Alan Dennis.
Yes. Thank you to the 300 viewers watching us right now. And he's going to be juke move, and he stopped. So the 2-point conversion will be no good. So 19.2 to go. It's 6-21.
Yeah, and if you're California here, just kick it deep, force Frazier to do something with it.
Try and see if you get a touchback here. I know Key's got the leg on him, so let's see what the Trojans are going to do here. Honestly, that was a big momentum shift there for the Trojans in Trojans' favor. And honestly, if they can keep that up, Dennis, I mean, just an amazing rusher out there for the Trojans. And I mean,
absolutely. And I think California definitely has found themselves their next star in Alan Dennis. Another guy I think he's going to grow with and, you know, have great years with is Brandon Meyer there. So I think those are going to be 2 guys to watch out for here for California.
Him, Crockett, and Dennis.
Absolutely.
Them 3.
Yeah, but I think here tonight, though, California has to be able to keep giving the ball to Alan Dennis, man. You see he's a playmaker and he can make things work. So,
and, I mean, as long as they can keep Crockett under control and no unsportsmanlike conduct or anything, I mean, I honestly do think he could be an amazing player.
Absolutely. Like I said before, he's a tough kid, man. And he does the right things, but sometimes he just lets his head get to himself. And I think he has the room to grow. I mean, he's still very young, so.
100%. And now Keys lining up deep. He's on the 30-yard line. Ball's lined up on the 40. And here we go. Aiden Keys. The boot. It is a line drive deep, and he's going to be still on it. Wow. Flag on the play.
As we see more flags getting thrown in there very late.
That was Sidney Mikolos.
Yeah, great tackle there by the young stud there for California.
Wow, and that's going to back him up real far, but really does not matter here with 19.2 seconds to go. They can kneel the ball and it'll be over for the first half.
Yeah, and I think if you're Frazier, I think that's a smart thing to do is just kneel it out. Take the lead in at halftime, up 21-6 against a team that everybody had you losing to tonight. So
almost ranked. They're ranked in the top 5 for team as the rankings I've seen from multiple sports networks. They're ranked in the top 5 for all teams in 1A for the WPIAL.
Yeah, so I think
just behind Laurel and Southside and Bishop.
I think here tonight, Frazier definitely came out and smacked California early in the mouth.
Right in the mouth.
Yeah, so I mean it's gonna be a dogfight here for California having to come down as we now see Frazier here in kneeling formation and just take their lead into halftime, up 15 against California.
And they kneel the ball, and that'll be the end of the first half. Your score, Trojans 6. Commodores 21. And we'll be right back after halftime, but stay tuned for the halftime show.
Good evening, Trojan fans, and happy Halloween. Tonight, as we close out our Pink October, the California Varsity cheer boosters and cheerleaders would like to take a moment to recognize two very special ladies who are fighting one of the toughest battles, the fight against breast cancer. Each October, our cheerleaders dedicate the entire month to Pinktober, raising money and awareness for those in our community battling cancer. This year, we are proud to share that with your incredible support, we have raised a total of $2,200, which will be shared between our two amazing honorees. From Pinktober sales at the elementary school to your Pink Out t-shirts and the beautiful luminaries that lit up the walkway at our Pinktober game, every bit of support made a difference. To our two special moms and everyone in the fight, we stand with you. Thank you, Trojan Nation, for showing that our community's heart is just as strong as our spirit. Let's hear it for our fighters, and go Trojans!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Frazier Commodore Marching Band is proud to present, under the direction of Ryan Gurney and Casey Pleva, their 2025 field show. This season's section leaders include Evan Hoffman, Alyssa Winland, Alyssa Blair, Ava Klausner, Graciana Grimes, Lucas Salloway, Noah Gorn, and Mark Burnett. Auxiliary captains include McKenna Lynch, Beth Caddick, Hallie Wilson, Malaysia Fordham, and Maddie Rapchak. Our drum majors are Chloe Harder and Sophia Kuduba. Drum majors, is the band ready? The band's show this season features songs by Haley Williams and her rock band Paramore. Our opening tune is the 2013 hit, Still Into You. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the pride of Perryopolis, your Commodores in red, the band! song is Hard Times, recorded and released by Paramore in 2017. The band's closing number tonight is a powerful rock song from the Paramore album Riot. This is the 2008 hit single, That's What You Get. Marching Band's Paramore Show. Thank you to our band directorship and students for making this an incredible season. And let's go Doors!
for the California Marching Band. Trojan Band staff includes director. Trojan Band staff includes
All right. And we're back here after halftime. Your score is still 21-6. And overall, I think Coach Woods had a long discussion with them in the locker room. They didn't come out till literally about 1 minute left.
Yeah, that's something that this California team needed, was just a nice pep talk there at halftime, and hopefully that was a good halftime talk there, as California now has to kick the ball off here. And in that first half, we've seen Frazier be able to establish the pass a lot and the run as well. So hopefully they can continue to do that. For California, on the other hand, they have to be able to stop that now.
But a bad thing, though, Malachi is actually on crutches, so I don't think he will return for this game.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to have if you're California, is your star running back who rushed for 1,400 yards, almost 1,500 in the regular season, is now missing here in your playoff game. So not something you really want to see.
And he's been our key guy all season. And, I mean, we've always just established him just handing off to Peak, run to the outside. And
absolutely. But now this opens up the door for younger guys like Dennis or Meyer there, who we've seen get a couple handoffs as well.
Even a little bit of Crockett.
Yeah, and Crockett as well, for those guys to be able to establish themselves here in the playoff game. As now we see Seacrest underneath center.
And it's going to be give the Diamond, and they are just wrapping up. They're wrapping up Diamond there. And look like Keys in there on the initial tackle with Colton Loudon. And look like Eli Carpenter also in there on the final tackle, on the final push, I should say. You know, something to talk about for a second is actually Frazier's D1 team for youth actually won the championship. So
yeah, and it looks like Frazier over there is building themselves a nice program here, especially with their first playoff berth here in quite some time. So
flag on the play. It looks like it'll be on. Looks like it'll be on the Commodores. Yep, on the Commodores. But like we were saying, Frazier actually dominated best center in the finals. I think it was a really high scoring game. I didn't get to go to that game, but.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said before, I think we both think Frazier's building something over there, and hopefully that's something that's going to continue to grow here. Is, like we said, they're in their first playoff game
in a long time,
in quite some time here, and hopefully this isn't going to be a sight to see here again. As a lot of flags that we've seen there in the first half, a lot against California. Hopefully California's cleaned their act up a little bit here.
Seacrest close up under center, and it's going to be a pass, duck and run, and ooh, I don't know if they're going to give him it or not, and it nope.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give that to him, and it looks like Seacrest's #1 target there is number 0.
Chase Fulmer.
Yeah, Chase Fulmer
senior.
there.
He's only 5'8", 170, so not a big kid by any means, really, but he's just picking apart this Trojan defense.
Absolutely, and that's one of I think every ball that's been in the air tonight has been thrown to number 0, Chase Fulmer there. So, I mean, we've seen the 2 fade balls that they threw earlier in the first half.
Running a little bit of a hurry-up offense here for the Commodores. And the snap, give the Diamond. Diamond is wrapped up there by the entire, look like, defensive line. Noah Leahy, Landon Abercrombie. Or not, no, that was Colton Loudon. Jace Morton in there on the tackle.
Yeah, and it looked like actually it was number 10, Chase Shemansky, to get in there first for California and wrap up the big back there for Frazier.
And, you know, something I was going to touch on before that play happened was looking at Chase Fulmer. I mean, really, in football, size does not matter how tall you are and how big you are. I mean, look at Antonio Brown. He was only 5'10". And he was one of the greatest Steelers receivers in the 2000s.
Absolutely. And, I mean, he's out here playing like size doesn't matter right now. So it's height over heart.
Seacrest, the snap, the pass. Looking, deep downfield. Again, Fulmer.
And that's going to be a flag there. That's definitely going to be PI, as that was a catchable ball there for number 0, Chase Fulmer. I mean, I think California has to start realizing that they have somebody to watch out for in number 0.
That is a killer for the Trojans there, and that'll go all the way up.
Yes, now they'll have the ball out.
Wow. They're only going to give him 15 there.
Yeah, because it was a pass interference, so that's where it should be. But for Alan Dennis there, I mean, you just couldn't stop yourself full momentum trying to go and pick the ball off there. But he has to be aware of his surroundings and stop.
And, you know, Dennis, if he would have just turned around, I think he could have picked that off.
Absolutely. And that was a great play there by Fulmer as well, getting his arms wrapped around.
Fulmer actually in motion, and it's going to be give the Diamond, bulls over his own lineman, and he can't get the first down.
Yeah, and I like the way that Diamond's running the football here. I mean, it's not very long runs, but it's,
explosive runs.
It's 4 yards in a cloud of dust here for Frazier tonight.
Reminds me a lot of Cam Scatterbo whenever he was in college, just able to get through that line and never giving up on offense.
Absolutely, and I think for Frazier now, you just keep feeding him the rock, and then you if you have to throw the ball, you know who to throw it to. As Fulmer has been reliable all night against any corner that California has lined up against him.
And now Diamond, I believe he was a yard short. Yep, he's going to be a yard short, so that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Commodores.
Yeah, and this is definitely 2-down territory here. If you don't get it here on this 3rd down, depending on how many yards you lose, you got to go for it on 4th here.
Because I don't think many or any kickers in the WPIAL can have that big of a leg.
Yeah, I mean, especially here in single-A football, I know whenever you get up to your higher classifications in 3A or 4A, 5A, stuff like that, you'll find kickers that can knock these down.
I know BVA has a kicker. They broke the record for a 59-yard field goal, and they're going to do a QB sneak, a little tush push there, and it looks like they got it.
Yeah, that was a great play there. You don't have to do anything overly complicated if you're Frazier. Just pick up the 1st down and keep the ball, keep possession in your hand. So, I mean, we said that in pregame that this would be what Frazier or California would have to do is just establish the line of scrimmage and you win, and also establish the time and the clock there, and they're doing it.
And something I was just pointing out is Philly's almost signature play, the tush push there, is basically what every team in 1A football runs if you're on 1 yard line or you need that 1st down.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a 1st down every time. So
9 times out of 10 you're getting a 1st down. And now Seacrest still close up under center. And Seacrest going to pass. Deep ball. And could not haul that in. Nearly picked off.
Yeah, and that was almost picked off, as we seen Devon Harris and a couple other, I think it might have been Noah Lehue in there for California to almost get a strip.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Commodores. Now a little slow to get to the line here for the Commodores. But now Seacrest still close up under center. And it's going to be give to Diamond. Diamond just trying to bull his way through like a freight train. Gets a gain of about 1 or 2 there.
Yeah, and it looks like California is now, holding him to.
Kind of containing him.
Yeah, containing him a little bit. You're never going to stop a player his caliber, especially in a game like this. Both these teams knows what's on the line here. It's about respect here. You get bragging rights for a little bit with some of your friends that might be, in this area.
As it's almost like a cross-river rivalry.
Yeah.
We haven't played them much, but every time we play them, it's mostly a competitive game, either going to one side. Now Seacrest. Close up under center. It's going to be a pass. Going to roll out to his right, his good side. Colin Lauder hawking him down. And
that's definitely going to be PI there.
And
if you're Alan Dennis there, you just can't allow yourself to do something like that as the ball was still in the air.
Defense number 2.
You mostly have to play ball there if you're the DB. So, yeah, bad. I mean, that was just a huge mistake there by Alan Dennis. As California, I mean, they're still shooting themselves in the foot here going into the 2nd half now.
Bentworth currently up 10-9 against Jeanette. Just found that out. Also, I heard GCC is up against points upwise against Bishop Canevin, 22-14 or 15. So we'll check in with those scores at the end of this quarter.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're in store for some great games here. I mean, there's a couple upsets going on right now as far as who everybody had winning these first round playoff games.
And now, for the first time in a long time, nope, never mind, I spoke too soon, as he goes right back under center. Seacrest going to look to give up the middle. That was Diamond. Looks like he got a gain of about 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, and it looks like all that Frazier's trying to do is just see if they have the numbers there in the box to outmatch California, and that time they definitely did. So great audible call there, as you can see Seacrest was looking over to his coach to see, hey, should we keep it or should we, just run it with Diamond?
And honestly, the thing I was looking at is looks like Seacrest likes to go close up under center. I mean, he's done many, like 1 or 2 shotgun passes.
Yeah, and I think their offense is styled into an I formation a lot of times to allow their running back to really, get downhill and not have to worry about making any weird cuts.
Seacrest, quick snap. Diamond is just shy of the goal line. That'll, believe, be another first down. That'll be first and goal, I believe. Yep,
Yeah.
they're going to give him the first and goal in the Trojans.
First and goal from about the 3-yard line there for Frazier. I mean, that's a great run there, great design run there for the Commodores.
And if Frazier can score here, I don't know. The Trojans might be down by 3 scores. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're California here, I mean, you got to be able to – I mean, your backs are against the walls. You're going to have to stop them here.
Yeah.
If you want any chance of keeping this game close in any sort of way, as you're down 15 already with 5 minutes left here in the third quarter.
And Fulmer in motion. Seacrest, close up under center. I formation, tush push. And he dropped it. Let's see, do the Trojans have the ball? I think Frazier recovered it.
Yeah, and that's something about the tush push there sometimes that young quarterbacks might not understand is you can't allow yourself to leave before you get the ball in your hands. If so, I mean, stuff like that will happen to you.
And, I mean, you can't really stick the ball out. You just got to tuck it in your chest and run.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that could have been a huge mistake there for Frazier as they're knocking on the door to score right now.
And like I said, that could be crucial here for Frazier. Now Seacrest, close up under center. Could he go again? Seacrest going to give it to Diamond. Diamond's going to be into the end zone for another Frazier Commodore score, but a flag on the play. Let's see what the score. Let's see what the call is here.
Yeah, and as far as that touchdown, that was just a great, powerful run there by the guy we've been calling all night.
Diamond. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to call it back or not. Let's see what they do here. I think they might call it back. I don't know.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, number 22, defense.
That's Crockett again.
The score is good, and that 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the subsequent kickoff.
And
Yeah,
Crockett.
that's another call there on the young guy Crockett.
And now for the kick. Number 33 for the Commodores, Owen Circry. Oh, and it's a fumbled hold by the placeholder.
Now for California looking at it, getting the ball back. I mean, you're going to be pinned very deep here since you have that 15-yard penalty against you. Now for California, you're going to have to come out and almost like a 2-minute offense here to be able to keep up with the points that the Frazier Commodores are putting up against you.
This time we'd like to thank our Trojan football sponsors for this season. Tri-County Realty, Mayor Scotty Insurance.
Your staff for tonight's game, running the main camera, Adam Augustine, running the computer, Vincent Ruddle, running the scoreboard, Joey DeBlasio, and up here in the booth, you got Damani Stafford and me running commentary, Dylan running scoreboard, and Drew Thomas running the MC. So on the kickoff, it'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that's crucial for the Trojans because, you know, they need every yard they can get, just scrap and claw to get any yard they can get.
Absolutely, and this is one thing for California you don't want to have yourself down is because now you have to establish a new identity for yourself and, you know, become a passing team, which we have seen in years past and even this year. California isn't really a strong passing team. They like to run the ball a lot. As we can see, we always keep ourselves, like I said before, star-studded running back in the backfield because of how many carries we allow them to get. But now you're going to have to change that up a little bit. You're going to have to look at your guys, your speed demons like Alan Dennis or Szymanski or even Carpenter.
What a boot there by the kicker. I mean, not even going out far. He just booted it.
Yeah, that was a great kick there and a nice touchback there for Frazier as now California will take over at their own 20-yard line.
I mean, truly, if the Trojans can get momentum and get downfield, I feel like they have a good chance to score, and, you know, feel like we have a good chance here. Running a hurry-up offense is what they just called. Peak's still on the field. That's Dennis back there. Fumbled the ball, and I think the Trojans jump back on it. You know, just drop ball there by Allen Dennis. It's going to happen. Hartley rolling out. Catch. Looked like by Dennis, actually.
Yeah, and like I was saying, you're going to have to find those guys like Allen Dennis, especially him. I mean, we've seen him. He has the only touchdown here tonight for California, as we've seen right before halftime. He had that nice long run. So you got to find guys like him. I want to see them sprinkle in a little bit of Aiden Keys there.
No, hasn't been too big on offense recently this game, but
yeah, now Hartley, I mean, it's now, you know, time for you to stand tall as the leader, as the senior quarterback on this team, and, you know, lead your team down the field here and score a touchdown here and respond back to what Frazier just did.
Hartley, give us to Abercrombie. Abercrombie taken down for a big loss. But truly, coming into this, I do not think Frazier's record is what they really are. That Mapletown lost at the beginning of the season is not what – I don't think that was the same team we're playing here today.
Yeah, absolutely, and I said that before going in here. This is definitely going to be a team that's going to play hard-nosed football just because of what they have over there and their coaches and the kids that they have over there as well. And I think I might have been the only person to know that California sometimes tends to play down to what their competition is. Not saying Frazier's a bad team, but record-wise, I think California was like, oh, we can beat this team, and they come out here a little bit stale here tonight.
Flagging the play, false start, I think, on the offense.
False start. Offense, number
Yep.
10.
That'll be on number 10, Chase Szymanski, false start.
Yeah, and I mean, this has been the issue for California all night, is just all the penalties they allowed themselves to get tonight against themselves just haven't really helped them.
You know, honestly, if we do end up losing this game, this is not what you want to see out here, but
yeah, it's not as, I mean,
going into this 9-1, we beat Cornell, one of the teams only one of the teams we lost to last year, barely lost to Waynesburg. Hartley rolling out to his left, or his right actually, and he's gonna have to do something, and he's just taken down out of bounds.
yeah, and it looks like that was number 22, Diamond there on a defensive stop, who's been, you know, the star-studded player for Frazier. As on that play, we've seen Hartley running out to his weak side there. He's a lefty quarterback. I would think you would have him rolling out to his left, not his right, but that was the play call, and it looked like everything was covered up there.
And I mean, truly, here it's 3rd and 13, third quarter, 2 minutes. Got to find something here, Damani. Got to find anything you can get. Just scrap and claw. It's something our old baseball coach said whenever we were down by 1. Just scrap and claw. Try to get anything you can.
Yeah, and for California, they just keep also allowing themselves to get into these 3rd and very long situations to where they have to force themselves to throw it here.
Hartley drops back to pass. And he hauled it in. Wow, what a catch there by number 10, Chase Szymanski. And if I'm Coach Ed Woods, I'm going for it here. It's 4th down. You need the score.
Yeah, you have to go for it here if you're California, and I think that's what they're going to elect to do. Is that was a great catch there in toe drag.
It's going to be 4th and 2. So let's see what the Trojan offense is going to do here, Damani. Honestly, I do think they're going to pass it here. Just a little jet sweep to the left, or to the left.
I mean, honestly, I would just run it right up the middle there for Frazier's defense. As you can see, they're actually starting to stack the box a little bit.
But the problem you have is no. And it is Holden. That's a big catch there for the Trojans.
Yeah, and that was a very dangerous play there. I mean, Keys barely caught that ball. I mean, if I was Logan Hartley there at quarterback, I would have just ran it.
He had open space for days. I mean, he honestly probably could have got more than the catch.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, luckily he caught it. So now California got to keep marching down the field here and hurry up and score.
All right, now Hartley still in shotgun with Abercrombie next to him. And it's going to be a jet sweep. And Dennis looking, and he's taken down way in the backfield. So that big play that they just had almost just got negated there by number 22, Diamond. He's been an offensive, defensive wrecking crew.
As now you've seen number 2, Alan Dennis, limping off the field now. So that's another star player for California offensively. And they can't afford to lose right now.
And that means they're going to have to rely on maybe a freshman or a sophomore in Sidney Miklos or someone. But Alan Dennis hopping back on the field, I mean, really just jumped right back in, I guess. I mean, really, they don't have many options there at wide receiver / running back, too, besides Brandon Meyer and Chase. Let's see what they're going to do here, though. Hartley going to drop back to pass. He's getting pressure, and it's deep downfield. Oh, and just through the hands of Chase Szymanski.
Yeah, that would have been a crazy catch if he would have pulled that one off. I mean, he was there. He dove out for it. He just couldn't hold on.
He did all he could, but I mean, and we're back here. Hartley talking to his running back. Hartley. And a pass from Hartley to his good side. In there. But that really doesn't do much. That gets him maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Yes. That was number 22, Braden Crockett, on a good reception there. But anyways, that's the end of the third quarter. Your score, Trojans 6 and Commodores 27. And right now I'm going to go over some of the scores over the WPIAL for the playoffs round 1. As you know here, Trojans 6, Commodores 27. And Avella is currently losing to Fort Cherry 48-8. Hey, Avella actually scored on Fort Cherry. I'm surprised there. But looking over it, Jeanette and Bentworth are tied going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a dogfight there between those two teams. Two pretty good teams there in single A.
And wow, GCC is up against Bishop Canavan 22-15.
Yeah, Bishop Canavan a couple years ago were actually the team to beat here in single A, as we've seen them knock off the Trojans, I think, in the 2023 season. Yeah.
I think so. That was Jake Leahy's senior year. And one of the things I want to touch on is Monessen versus Clareton, and the score right currently is 36-0. Not a very high scoring game for the Clareton Bears. Usually they're blowing teams out by 50-0.
Yeah, and I mean Clareton in their last 9 games, they haven't let up a single point. I think the most they let up was 19 all year, and that was against Amani Christian.
And they're projected to win the 3A championship.
Exactly. So I think right now they might be the team to beat.
And, you know, Clareton losing by 1 last year in the WPIAL final to Fort Cherry. And obviously last year we lost them 56-0. But honestly, even if we win for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have to either play them or Bentworth, them, Jeanette, or Monessen for the semis. Hartley going to just toss it. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, that was a smart play there by the senior quarterback, Logan Hartley, just to throw that one out of bounds. But yeah, so they were just clear enough that it wouldn't be an intentional grounding call.
But either way, that is a turnover on downs, though. Correction for that.
Yeah.
Oh, looking just on our thing that just updated, Avella did score again, so it's 14-48 for Avella and Fort Cherry. Honestly, I'm kind of not like proud, but like pleased with how Avella's playing that game. I mean, obviously it's a blowout, pretty much a blowout game, but they're at least scoring in that game.
Yeah, and you're playing against the defending
WPIAL champions.
Yeah, for single A. So for them to go in there and at least put up a fight in some sort.
Seacrest to Diamond. Diamond tripped up, getting a gain of about 1 or 2 there. And I'm back here for Trojan TV commentary. And, you know, my overview of the game so far, I mean, without Peak there, that's just a big loss. And really, it's kind of insult to injury. And we're just getting piled up on flags and incomplete passes and interceptions. So let's see what the Trojans are going to do here on defense. Fulmer in motion. Blitz, and Diamond's going to get through. That's another first down for the Commodores. And, you know, Damani, that's something I've noticed is that they just keep adding on to the first down train.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about. You know, I talked about it all game as who was going to establish the line of scrimmage first, and it looked like Frazier wanted it more tonight than what California did. I know there's 10 minutes left, but if Frazier scores here, the game's definitely put out. So I think California just shot themselves in the foot here tonight against the team that they thought they were going to come in here and walk over. And I like the way, you know, hats off to Frazier and what they brought here tonight into Trojan Stadium. They played phenomenal.
And, you know, if this is it, congratulations to all the seniors out there. Noah Lehue, Logan, Landon, Austin, and all of them.
Absolutely.
Malachi. Seacrest. Fulmer in motion. Fulmer not all the way, and it's give the Diamond. And he is just pummeled there by the Trojan defense. But, yeah, like I said, whenever GCC played him, that was the biggest weakness to them was Diamond. And they just kept feeding him the ball up the middle, out to the side, out every side. He was just a phenomenal runner that game. And
yeah, I like the way that Frazier schemed up a lot of stuff that they did here tonight offensively and even defensively as well. Spreading the ball a little bit than probably what they did in the season, getting other guys involved. It looks like they have studs in Seacrest and also Fulmer and Diamond as well. So
Seacrest, I formation, close up under center, and it's going to be I don't know. So he calls his own number. Thought it was going to be a pass there. Stop maybe a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. And let's see what the Frazier Commodores are going to do here because, honestly, I mean, if you're Frazier, I mean, do what you can. Keep the bleeding going keep bleeding that clock out. And, honestly, whoever plays next is going to be a challenge because if GCC wins and Frazier wins, it's hard to be a team twice, Damani. It's like
Absolutely.
that in college.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing to do here in football is beat a team more than one time. It's even hard to beat them the first time around. So, especially teams that you see almost every year play against each other.
Seacrest gives to not Diamond, now the Diamond, and that's going to bring up fourth down. But speaking about college last year, that's really what happened with Slippery Rock and Cal U. Slippery Rock beat him in the regular season, came into the
other way around.
Other way around.
Yeah,
sorry.
Cal U. We beat them earlier in the season.
This year.
Yeah. Well, no, last year.
Last year, yeah.
We beat them during homecoming. I mean, it wasn't even close, man.
No.
And then we found that we played them again in the,
P section or
in the quarterfinals
yeah.
of the national football playoffs for Division
NCAA
II.
Division II.
And, we struggled against them, and most of that was due to guys being injured. We were, very late into the season. I mean, we were well into December playing at that point.
And another thing that's killer for the for the Vulcans, I should say, is Bobby Boyd. He's actually done for the rest of the season, and that was their main guy on it. I honestly thought he could have got drafted because he was just electric. Every coach I've ever talked to that wanted him on their team, he was on their top radar for D2 and a couple D1 teams.
Absolutely, and Bobby Boyd, I mean, if he was a little bit taller and a little bit bigger, that kid would be playing Power 4 football right now, excuse me.
Yeah.
But for Cal U, speaking now that we're on that topic, I think for them, early hiccups, they had a quarterback in there, a transfer, Roman Purcell from Indiana, come in for Cal U, and then they also had another transfer come in as another guy that transferred in from Notre Dame of Ohio, Peyton Hill, who's been playing phenomenal for the Vulcans here. And I think the Vulcans have found themselves their new quarterback for the future with Peyton Hill. So hopefully Cal U continues to build off of what they had. I think, having a tough loss a week ago to IUP kind of set them back. Yeah, kind of set them back a little bit. But you've seen what California Vulcan football was all about. And I know under Coach Gary Dunn, those guys will be ready to go here.
100%. Damani's going to step away for a minute, but I will take over here. And now Seacrest looks like he's going to try and air it out here on 4th down. Deep downfield, and it's broken up in stride. No flag, no pass interference, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And it'll be Trojan ball, but not much time here left. I mean, we've seen it here in the past of amazing comebacks, but honestly, I don't know here. I'm kind of worried. So player's helmet came off. That's why he must go off for one play, not a penalty reason, but just to keep the players safe. And a Trojan ball, Hartley, close up under center. Nobody in the backfield. It's going to be a pitch to Dennis. Dennis juking a defender, trying to break a tackle and look like a face mask or a horse collar, but I'm surprised the refs didn't call that, and now Dennis is down, and that's big for the Trojans. So now we will take an injury timeout real quick. As you were gone, Damani, Alan Dennis just got injured on a weird tackle that should have been a penalty, but.
Yeah, and I mean, for California now, you lost guys like Peak already. This is now Dennis's second time being hurt now tonight. I think for California, you just, you're fighting for pride at this point.
Yes.
You can't let somebody come into your house and do what Frazier has done here tonight.
And we've not lost a home playoff game in a long, long time.
Yeah, the last one we would have lost would have been during the COVID year 2020.
And that was a weird year, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, playing on that team, and I mean, I don't like to bring up that loss a lot of times because I felt like most of that game was on me. So, I mean, even then we were down huge. I think we were down 21-0 going into halftime. We came back, we fought back, and
almost similar to this game.
Yeah, we almost won. I mean, we end up losing 28-21, but it was something, for these younger guys, it's a building stone now. You know what playoff football is about. You know what to expect now. So hopefully California can start building off of this as Alan Dennis is able to get up on his own.
And, okay. And, I mean, I'm just speechless here because now I think Crockett's going to have to be at this number 2, and Meyer's going to have to step in at wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm really interested on see what California does here.
Never mind, Crockett coming back off the field. And now Hartley with Landon next to him. Landon's about the only guy he's got left in the backfield that's on the starting lineup. And it's going to be a screen pass to Keys. Keys trying to find a hole. Tripped up. almost broke free there.
Yeah, and that was a nice tackle there by number 1, Tyler Morrison there for Frazier. I mean, if he didn't get that tackle, it looked like Keys probably would have broke that one loose there for California.
And luckily on Keys' part, he dove out of bounds.
Yeah, to stop the clock. That's another thing, too, for California. You're going to start seeing a lot of guys go out of bounds and stop that clock, so California doesn't have to use their timeout so early here in this game.
Hartley. And it's going to be a pass. Can't find anybody in the open field. I mean, Hartley just was – that's something I feel like Frazier's done a good job. They have a lot of cornerbacks that really just lock down that defense, as you would say.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think for Frazier as well, it's just them also seeing the same play from California. It's been a lot of this bootleg action here from Logan Hartley tonight, trying to find guys on the same drag route or post route. So
Hartley, screen pass. There he goes. If he can break free, he's got it. And down at about the 5.
Yeah, and as we see, California goes to the other side now from that one long play that we just seen from Keys and hit him on the other side. He almost broke that one free, too.
And he tossed the ball out of bounds there, so that'll stop it again. 6:36 to go. No, they actually didn't get out of bounds. So Trojans inside the 5. One of the first times they've been inside the 5, like almost all game. Hartley. And the give. Looking. Almost got it there.
Yeah, and it looks like him and Chemansky weren't able to hook up on that pass as well.
Honestly, I think go with either Abercrombie or Crockett to the outside, a power run, try to get in the end zone, dive for it.
Absolutely, as you're only on your own 4-yard line here.
And, I mean, just try everything in the book. I mean, 6:16 to go, and, I mean, down by 3 scores, try anything you can. So now, Hartley. Abercrombie gets in for the score for the Trojans.
As we do have a flag on the other side of the field there.
Might be on. It looks like it might be on Frazier, though. I don't know. A couple of the Trojans have their head down, so let's see what their call is. Yep, it looks like it will count, though. Looks like that'll offset, so I don't know. I think they just picked up the flag. If you're the Trojans here, you need that 2-point, because honestly, if they can get 2 more scores, that 2-point conversion will be key. Meyer, flag on the play. And Meyer's just wrapped up by the Commodore defense. I don't know what the flag is here, Damani. He threw it almost.
Offense.
Ooh.
5 men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. The try is no good.
Damani, that is not good here for the Trojans because they need it that big.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Just to make the score, only make them down by 13 here, is now they're still down by 15 with 6 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter.
So literally they need a touchdown and 2 2-point conversions.
Yeah,
or 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions.
Yeah, and I think Coach Roy Soffren here, who's the special teams coordinator as far as kickoff for this California team, is going to tell his guys, I mean, you have to.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to onside kick it here if you want a chance.
I mean, last year when we played Jeff Morgan, we tried it, but it didn't work. I mean, we were down by 1 that game, and we actually did both commentate that game, but
And it looks like they're definitely going to call offsides there, against California there on the kickoff.
And I've never really seen offsides on the kickoff, but okay.
Illegal kicking formation.
Well, legal
Wow.
kicking formation.
Yeah.
Basically what that means is guys cross that 40-yard line before the kicker kicked the ball.
I mean, honestly, now you back it up, you got to get to the 45 here. And I think, honestly, if the Trojans put everyone up by keys, and I think they could get it. Honestly, they all put all their might in, try and push keys forward to just try and get that ball. But as you see, the Frazier Commodores receiving team has literally everybody over there. So we'll see what's going to happen here. And there. Did they get it? No. They almost got it. I think Key's he kicked the ball forward, actually, so it'll be Commodore's ball. And if they play their cards right, they can run this clock out.
Yeah, especially the way Frazier has been able to keep California's offense off the field this whole entire game. I think it's definitely manageable here to take this win here for the Frazier Commodores here.
So now the Trojan defense, they're running looks like a blitz-heavy defense, trying to just stop him. Diamond's gonna slide. That won't stop the clock. You know, Diamond just playing his cards right. That's Diamond. That'll bring up third down. Not enough yards there. He'll be short. Look like 3rd and 2, I think. 3rd and 4. See what they're going to bring up. And here we go. Seacrest. Close up under center. I formation. Oh, and a jump by the Trojans. And that's going to give Frazier the first down.
Yeah, that was a great hard count there from Frazier. And I mean, that was a smart play. You didn't even have to run a play, and you get 5 yards there and pick up a first down here for Frazier moving forward. I mean, Frazier's definitely been playing smart. I think, both coaches are phenomenal, but I think here tonight, Coach Tony over there probably got the better of the California team here tonight.
9:08 here. Eastern Standard Time here in Pennsylvania. And we'll see what Trojans are going to do here on defense. See if they can maybe get one more possession in. And jumped it. Cracked back in the defense, and they're going to get a couple of yards there. Looked like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and that was just another great run there from Diamond there. And I mean, it looks like Diamond actually has gotten better. His runs have gotten more explosive. Yeah, as the game moved along. So, I mean, that's just how it is being that bruiser running back. I mean, other teams' players are now tired, especially here in single A. You got to play both sides, so a lot of guys are tired. I mean, it looks like this kid can go all night.
And, thank you for the 317 viewers here watching us tonight. We really appreciate y'all. And if this is the last broadcast we do for the year, so long. And thank y'all for supporting us throughout the whole season. we really, really appreciate you all.
Absolutely, and it's been fun for myself here to come back for at least 2 games this season and you know, be alongside a young man like Connor, and I think you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you. And a timeout called by the Trojans. You know, something I've noticed throughout this game is the ref does not like to turn off his mic that much.
Yeah, I know. I 100% agree, and I think he just kind of forgets to do that sometimes.
And we'll be right back in this game by the Commodores currently leading 27-12 for the Trojans.
Diamond with the rush. Tackled by Landon Abercrombie.
Timeout, California. That is their second charge timeout of the half.
And now it'll just be me to call the rest of this game here with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. And honestly, you know, it's been one of the ones that you don't want to see here in California now. We hyped this matchup up all season, been looking forward to first round of WPIAL playoffs, running up the middle. That's Diamond again. And you know, I'm a California guy here, but I gotta give flowers or credit where credit is due. And I mean, honestly, just an amazing game played by Diamond. Play there by Derek Diamond. He's really special, and I mean, honestly, I do think he'll be a great player later on in life when he gets to college, if that's where he wants to go. And he's been a real key player here for Frazier Commodores. And he's taking note, and he's going to take it to the outside. It'll be second down.
Timeout, California. That is their third and final timeout of the half.
So Trojans take their final timeout, and I'll be right back after the short break.
Second down and 10.
And we're back here.
Diamond with the carry. Tackled by a host of Trojans.
Host of Trojans in there on the tackle.
2:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's third down.
And fans starting to get a little chirpy here. Flag on the play.
Delay of game. Offense number 8.
Play game on the offense. And I mean,
the game clock will start.
and I mean, I think that's about it I think that's it for Trojan season. You know, ending 9-1 or 9-2 now. 1 minute left. I mean, they can just run out this clock. So, I mean, it's been a great season here. Thank you all for joining us here for every single home game we've had. We haven't had many, but I'm hoping we have a lot more next year. So, honestly, I really hope I'm here next. I really hope I do commentary again next year, and I hope every one of you all tune in. That's Seacrest to 22 Diamond, and the Trojans just trying to get every last hit in. 1 minute remaining, 4th and 17. And honestly, I would just run around in the backfield, let this clock run down, 40 seconds, call a timeout, and I just overheard that's 32. That's his 32nd carry of the game for Derek Diamond. 1 minute remaining. And as you hear fans over there in Frazier's. And I mean, honestly, it's been fun here.
Frazier, that's their second charge timeout of the half.
It's been fun here and calling it in California, but honestly, I think this was. Honestly, I said at the beginning of this game that it might be a trap game, and as you see here, this is obviously what happened. It's a trap game. But we'll be right back after this timeout. And we're back here for the final seconds of the game. And if they get a first down here or anything, I think it's going to be over. Because honestly, Cal can't do much with 30 seconds to go. And Carter Frank looking in for the sack. Carter Frank with a sack, and that'll set up 30 seconds, but a turnover on down here for the Trojans. Like I was saying, it's been fun with y'all all season. Luckily, let's hope we'll have more home games next season, but honestly, I hope every one of y'all enjoyed this game. Hope every one of y'all drive home or get home safely. Hope you all have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your season. I won't be commentating for basketball, but it's been a good season. So Hartley, one last try for everything. Flag on the play. And he's sacked again. And don't know what's going on here. That should be.
Offense, That's number 50.
holding on the offense.
Declined. It's second down.
Second down here. And that'll be it for us here at California Trojan TV. It's been fun. And that is flag on the play. I just want to go home. Another flag.
Substitution. Offense, 12-minute huddle.
Flag after flag after flag. And I mean, we just got to stop the bleeding here. And unfortunately, we couldn't do that early enough. And that'll be it. Have a great night, everyone, and God bless.